Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and we're hanging out on the Citadel server to kick things off this Sunday. We picking up where we left off in the Marsh again. I know we've been here a while, but we're getting really close to finishing it. And we were in the middle of working on some custom waterfall things happening over on the river here. I guess I should go up the bridge, probably easier to see. So yesterday we spent a lot of time working on this little stream, and then we had the idea to fork this one. And I think that's essentially where we're going to start today. We're just going to pick up where we left off. My inventory, I believe, is still full of all of the same things that I need, so makes sense. Our elytra is a little bit low, so we might be going on a little bit of a road trip to repair that and maybe repair our shovel and a few other things. But while this is all fresh in my mind, I wouldn't mind taking a crack at this. And generally after a little while on this kind of a project, a small break to walk around the server is usually welcome. So I think the thing I want to focus on is the shape of this here. And I feel like we can potentially even put in a couple of stone stairs. Now this might change the way that it flows a little bit. Right, okay, so that doesn't work. It looks okay though, like it looks okay visually. We just have to make sure that we don't add any water sources. And I feel like it might be better to have this go away. Something else we can try is waterlogging a stair here. And then if we cut this off and then bring it again, that's a little bit lower. But we've lost our travel that way. So I should refresh that. That's good. And then here, obviously, we'll want to drop that down a bit. I would say this can come down. So I don't mind the look of that. I feel like we could maybe have this drop down a little sooner. Maybe right here. And then we would remove this and probably get rid of that. Oh, that's a slab. Pervasive Tech, hello, welcome back. Good to see you. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Cosmic, of course, SweetSandi. Good to see all the regulars hanging out in chat. Obu, subscribing at tier 1, 23 months, coming up on a full 2 years. That's amazing, Obu. Thank you ever so much. Very cool to see you, as always. Sometimes I forget how much fun it is to watch items fly around in water streams in Minecraft. Really quite cool. So this I feel like we have to make look like it's made out of something special. So we'll start with cobble and go from there. Oh, I think that's supposed to be where it goes. My bad. I think that looks okay. So maybe we'll change that. And then switch this, have a bit of tough in it too. And then down here we can switch it and get it to be darker. And I think that's a stair. Yeah, so we can change that. Make that a deep slate stair. Not bad for a first crack. Tough is a good complementary block, I agree. It's quite good next to mossy cobble. I find that tough really looks good. Situations like that. Usually is a good combo. You know what? I might leave that there. Yeah, tends to blend in pretty well. There's a little bit of green in it. Not much. It's more like greeny gray, I guess. What did I not have? I didn't have any grass. Not that I need a lot of it. Tough. Oh, I had some. And what else are we low on? I guess that's it. Had to come back to sleep anyway. You have loads of tough. If I need more, I will take you up on that, Cosmic. Actually, I'll come get it because I'm gonna have to go repair my shovel and my elytra anyway. So I'll bring my tough box and I'll come get some. Thanks. I'll double check to make sure I don't have any here, but I'm pretty sure all I have is in the shulker box. But that's great, Cosmic. Yeah. I will take you up on that. Plus, it's a good opportunity to walk around and stretch our legs a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I think I'll want more tough happening up in that situation. And maybe a little bit of cobblestone there. That's not bad. Obviously, we need to fix that. Mess that up a little bit. I guess, is there a water source there? Yeah, there was. So slab there, we'll put in more tuff there, but then I think I'll squeeze in cobble. I wonder if we could do mossy cobble here and get away with it. That's not bad. Maybe even a little carpet. This is where I really want some tough slabs. I think that would go a long way. Yeah. Maybe we'll throw a little bit of gravel in here too. Now this is where we can shape this a little bit and maybe change this to look like it gets a little wider as it comes out. Sort of looking across the way to see how I've done this. We did add a little bit of mossy down here as well. Might be worth doing. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. What kind of farm do you use for repair your tools? Cosmic is right. It's usually the gold farm, just because it's the closest, it's the fastest. We have an Enderman farm in the Nether, but I don't find it nearly as fast as the gold farm. And plus, I need gold for golden carrots anyway, so like I kind of kill two birds with one stone. Right. We wanted to keep this rock, I think. Maybe we'll just move the idea of the rock out a little bit farther. Because I think this is going to be better as deep slate and tough. And no, this is entirely not necessary. I'm just being Joel. Details and finishing things, and it only matters to me, really. So here, I wonder whether a stair would look good as well. Oh, what if I did this? It still touches. That's right. Maybe we'll do that out here. That looks a little funny. A little on the square side. That's a little bit better, but also this feels a little bit strange. So maybe the whole thing needs to be deep slate. It is relaxing to have the running water kind of happening in the background while you're playing. Yeah, it feels a little bit flat. I don't think I want to push that out there. I wonder if this is a good spot where we might be able to work in one more texture that I've been thinking about, and that's mud. I don't know if this is going to work. Just a proof of concept. See if this looks good. The mud might not work very well with the deep slate, but thinking like, I just want to have some grass growing down here, but we can't really grow grass on stone, unfortunately. Oh, that doesn't look that bad. That block, unfortunately, is not the best with the way that the grass is off to the side. But the mud and deep slate does not clash as much as I thought it was going to. Maybe we need to just push that out a little bit farther. Whoops. Pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. What I'll probably do is, before my first break, we'll go walk to the gold farm, and then that way I can AFK at the gold farm for 5 minutes while I get another cup of coffee or whatever, and kind of go from there. Yeah, I think that's working pretty well. What I'd like to do up here, although I'm not sure it's possible, I'd like to have this be more slabs, but then we'd have to fill them in with water sources. So that may not be the best. Whoops. Oh, come on. So we really did turn most of this into cobble and stuff, didn't we? Okay. We should do that along here. Feel like we'll do a little bit of tuff maybe near the edges. But then deep slate along here. I never thought about having it kind of go up at the end. Maybe I'll leave that for another time. I think a steeper cliff might make more sense. Oh, that doesn't really work, does it? But I want to try and get away from having this whole thing be dark and try to work into a little bit more of a stone top over here. So we'll see how that is going to pan out. I have a question about the maps I've seen on YouTube, where people have built those amazing cities or areas. You mean West Hill? This one? Because if you've seen it on YouTube, there's a good chance it's been my builds, because I don't often travel to other people's builds. Sorry, I'm having a real froggy day. Yeah, that needs a lot of work. That's looking pretty good, though. Yeah, I think I'd like this section here to be stone and andesite. So we'll keep the cobble. I think I mentioned that last time. Like the top 3 blocks or 2.5 blocks. Let's just say this is our maybe cobble limit. Oops. And put this in here. Now we gotta start working in some tough. Whoops. I don't want it to look too perfect because then it starts to look like a Qbert video game. Maybe we'll do a set of stairs here. Still a lot of cobble. Maybe we'll toss this up here. I guess that was okay. Oh, come on. Mouse wheel failing me. Sure. Okay. Thanks for the link to the mods in chat, Cosmic. Appreciate it. Davy Boy, you started playing survival in normal? We play on hard on the server. When you have friends for a tour on this build, once it's done, I hope you make them swim through the water to appreciate all the details. Well, here's the thing. The way that I'm looking at this is because if we go up here, and you look down, like you can see all that. So if you look down here and it just looked like a basic Minecraft river and nothing was done to it, then I think it wouldn't really match. You know, like if it was just dirt. So I feel like by doing this, it satisfies me, but also I think it does overall help in the grand scheme. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with the shape of this. I do want to maybe pop in here with a couple of other textures. This maybe doesn't need to be that big anymore. I really wish I could waterlog one of those, but I like the way that it flows. All right. Getting close to that time. Feel like we could do a stair here, maybe. Then we'd have to waterlog it, though. But that's fine. And then maybe this will be lower a little bit. Yeah. That's good. Can we see this from the road this way? Just a little bit. Okay. And I don't yet have any reason to be down here. We thought about putting like a secret tunnel. I think there's a cave behind here. We thought about putting like a little secret entrance down here, but ultimately I think we covered it over. But there's still potential to do that kind of stuff. Look, I forgot to fill in the rest of the bridge. Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of forgetfulness, there's one thing I want to try. Don't know how well this is going to work with the deep slate, but the effects might be worth it. But you know what? I might even have some in my landscaping box. Hold on. I do. Just want to stand next to another Minecraft player showing around and tell them, okay, get in the water. Yeah. No stone left unturned. I can't remember the line from the movie, but there's definitely a quote from a movie that I like that's like, you know, very much a perfectionist quote. I feel like we could probably hide one back here. And any place that there's a full water source. Oh, that's not a full water source. Yeah, could definitely do it here. I feel like that might be too much. Maybe we just need to go with this one. And I think we need to go darker next to it so it's not so obvious. And I guess if you're too far away, they don't render in. So perhaps a waste of time. Well, this one you can't see anyway. Actually, I wonder, this might be better off as maybe a cobblestone stair. Has to be a waterlogged block anyway. And that again helps that look like it gets a little bit wider as it gets close to the river. So I'm not a fan of the color of the soul sand to get the bubbles. I wish we had more options there, but I'm okay if it means we can make it look good. I wonder if mud might help that a little bit more. Nope. Plus, we have a way up. Little boost. I never thought to use those around a base as like a little jumper. You know, like not a full water elevator, but just like a little like bounce pad. That'd be kind of fun. You know, I think I'm going to switch that to a green mossy brick. Just in case we add more later. I think that's pretty good up to here. This feels kind of plain, but I mean, there's not much we can do. So then it's this side that we need to push up a little bit farther. Yeah. Whoops. That's actually pretty good. I like that. Maybe we'll switch this to andesite. Oh, and then this could be lower. Yep. The idea is I want it to look like the river or the flow of water has carved away, eroded the stone over time, right? Feels a little flat through there. Maybe we just drop that down. Yeah, this is feeling unnecessary now. Maybe this whole thing needs to be just flatter, right? Oop, wrong thing. Time to back up and check it. The Dunderheads, hello, welcome in. Good to see you again. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Magma block? Magma block would pull the bubbles in the other direction. And the color would not match at all. I need some light to see what I'm doing, and then we will, I think, yeah, we're going to walk to the, to get the things. First, I guess we should look. What do we need to... So it's just shears, shovel, and elytra, but we're using those a lot, so good to know. Plus, we absolutely need more rockets, and I think I'm low on gunpowder, so I'll pop by the creeper farm. So this will be a good little trip, I think. Yeah, I think that's good. Pervasive tech, I figured that out on my own, believe it or not. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to add more cobblestone in there. That's a little bit too much andesite, but I think pushing that back and making that flatter works a bit. I mean, actually, it could be even more pushed back, but I think that's pretty good. The hard part is going to be, like I said, transitioning from cobble into that. So maybe we'll have to go cobble and andesite. I like this here, so we'll probably treat the top of this the same, and maybe mess around with some stairs and stuff. This I think we could make almost more green. Like I think we could maybe even have a bush or two up there, and we might be able to get something in here to soften that up a little bit. But overall going well. I like this addition. I think I might actually pull a little bit of mud down there and get some grass happening in this area too. I think that'll help kind of overlap those. I'm not going to get carried away with a foliage pass, because like that's the last thing I normally do. I normally lay in all of the groundwork and all of the cliffs and stuff, and then I go in with like bushes and vines and details and that kind of stuff. Let's dump the old inventory so we have a clean slate. I will bring this with me though. That's coming with item number 1 on the to-do list. And we're more than okay for deep slate. Lots of mud. And we're good for moss. So it's just tough and repairs. Do have to remember to bring... Is that my bow? No, this is the bow. Bow, sword, just in case. And I can put some of this away. Bring the ender chest. And that should be it. So I'm going to quickly jump into keep here. Always fun to turn on shaders for a road trip. And sorry, the frame rate goes a little bit low. It wasn't this bad before. Diorite. I'm sure my coal box is full. Oh, now it's full. To put this somewhere else. Clay. And checking gunpowder. Oh, we're good for gunpowder. Okay. That's the rocket problem solved. So that's not a big deal. So I don't need to go to the creeper farm. That's good. One less thing. Yeah, we're still good for a little while. And yeah, so it's just tough from Cosmic's place and then repairing things. Pretty cam. Not sure what we could call it. I mean, like shader cam, sparkle cam. There has to be some sort of fun thing we could call it. So Pervasive, I think you're one of the more new members of the community, and often what happens when I need to repair stuff, rather than flying everywhere, I tend to walk it just because it gives me a chance to take in the work that we've been doing in the area. Obviously, a lot of stuff we've been doing is over there, but over time, we've done things like the wheat farm on the other side of the river there. I will eventually put in a new farm here, and then we've got all the landscaping and stuff that's happening over there. And so that all looks nice. Thought that was an attack chicken for a second. But we haven't really pushed too far north. I started north and then I quickly transitioned from farming into a town would be more fun to build. And so that's what we've been doing for the last few years. I think I'm going to mess around. I didn't know if you caught it, but there's a row of beehives here. And I think I'm going to mess around with some of the new flowers, like the torch flowers and the pitcher plants. I think it would be kind of fun to have like a flower farm. Like maybe someone is growing herbs, or kind of make it look like different crops, because I get kind of bored with the Minecraft crops. And really the only one that looks good is wheat, and I don't really want to do too much of that. So I don't have any custom crops. I've thought about it. I've also thought about putting like a small vineyard there, but I feel like that might be a better thing for elsewhere in the area, so I'm going to leave it for now. Vicus, I think that's how you say your name. Welcome in. Thanks for saying hi. And I think this path through the woods is one of the favorite things that I've done. It's very simple, but very effective. Yeah, vineyard would look really cool. The only problem with that is that you've got to come up with like what is the vineyard, like are you going to use berry bushes? Are you going to use glowberries is one thing, but then glowberries give off light, so I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be a medieval fantasy area, so we'll see. Again, for anybody new, we use a couple of command blocks to teleport ourselves 10,000 blocks. And that keeps these areas separate. So it means that you don't have to worry about your fantasy castle town being next to someone's skyscraper. So we have designated zones around the server. And everything kind of springs forth from this hub where we've got these little portals that take you to the different areas. I mean, portals with air quotes. Obviously, there's real portals, but then there's also these. And all they are is just like little man-made structures with command blocks underneath them. You press the button and it teleports you to a certain location. You found the channel on a recommended page? That's amazing. We don't see that very often from Twitch. So that's great. Appreciate you letting me know. And welcome in. Thanks for coming in and saying hello. We're going to go to Somerville. Cosmic, are they in your basic storage? Like just, I'll find it if I go down underneath that central house. The big staircase. Is that where we're going? Tiny Bean, welcome in. Thanks for saying hello. Lots of new folks today. This is great. If you found me through the Twitch recommended, did you know that I do the Spawnchunks podcast with Pixarifs about Minecraft? The chest is outside the front door. Oh, wow. Okay. So for everybody in the chat, this is Cosmic's area on the server. Cosmic Dancer, moderator in the chat, and server member. Tough is outside the front door. Tough blocks for the tough guy. Well played. I see what you did there. Wow. You weren't kidding. We won't quite fill it up just to give myself a little bit of room. Thank you very much. Can I edit this? Ooh, I can. Is it O? Can't remember. Now I'm just messing. Done. You've done so much digging. I've seen the screenshots that you did not share in the Minecraft Hangout yesterday on the SpongeChunks Discord, but I think you've shared on my Discord, unless it was just in the Citadel server channel. I can't remember. But for anybody in my Discord, you should go look at the Minecraft channel, and maybe Cosmic will be kind enough to share the project they're working on. That is a nope. I'd rather take a hit than have it destroy the build in here. That's why we remember to bring the bow. There's glass everywhere here. I almost jumped down here out of the way, then I thought, I don't know if there's glass there. Maybe I shouldn't. That would be bad news. As you can see, there's been a few ghasts attacking the area. Cosmic is the best florist. I agree. Cosmic has a handle on flowers on the server. That is for sure. It's shared on your Discord, and of course, I didn't share it in the Hangout. Did you see all the awesome stuff in the Hangout? I did, but I feel like, see, that's not the spirit of the Hangout. The spirit of the Hangout is to be showing what you're working on. You know, I don't think it matters what level you feel it's at. I love the idea of having all those lights behind the leaf blocks. I'm going to steal it. I'll give you credit, but I will 100% be stealing that idea. Still trying to figure out how to join the Discord server, and not the most computer savvy. I feel like, do we have a link, Cosmic, that gives instructions about how to connect Twitch and Discord? I feel like that's a thing that we have. Squeal it. Hey, how's it going? People keep on leaving their stuff, so I will take the stuff that people leave. And all of this is going to be changed in the future because we're going to have crafter blocks. That's going to be great. So again, first time people hear, this is our donut zombified piglin farm. It was a zombie piglin farm until we had to upgrade it because of the way that the new mechanics work. I need to get my tools out. Need that. I think that's the only thing else that has mending. Not that it really matters, but we'll grab that too. I'm normally a lot better at that. Oh, I'm not in the middle. There we go. All right. I am going to turn down the volume and go on a short break. Gives me a chance to refresh my coffee. You can grab a friend, grab a snack, whatever it is you want to do. And we'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes, and we'll just head back with freshly repaired gear. And you don't have to listen or watch this nonsense. Be right back. Not bad. Everything's repaired, and we're good to go. Don't want to forget my little box here. Get up here. That. Keep those. Guess I could repair this axe while I'm hanging out here. That was good. That's good. The bow doesn't have mending. I've thought about adding a data pack that would allow us to have mending and infinity on a bow. It might be worth it. And now the axe is repaired. Nice. Put that back and get out of here. I think this was running low on fuel too. Yep. Turn my volume back up. And away we go. So I don't think this even shows up on the map. No, it used to. We've got to redo some map files or something. But it's the same zombie donut farm you've seen in most long-term SMPs online. We just decided to build it in the nether in the middle of a lava lake instead. Time-consuming and dangerous, but ultimately I think looks cooler than some floating thing way above the nether ceiling. Although it looks like it's been shot by a ghast at some point. I'm not sure how or why that happened. Because no one should be over there. I guess maybe if a ghast shot at you here on the road, then it maybe zipped past. That's probably what happened. And it's obviously not been decorated at all. I put all of my rockets away. So we have to walk back. Now, oh no, wait, they're in my ender chest. I could get them out, I guess. Cosmic says, listen, it wasn't me, but it might have also been me. Why does that not surprise me? Although, honestly, if I was going to peg someone, it would have been MacCast or Alistair. Alistair actually tends to be the ghast magnet on the server, whereas MacCast is the creeper magnet. Apparently, my netherwort farm in the Dartmouth Meadows has been attacked by a creeper thanks to MacCast. So, folks, yesterday were asking me about small projects and things after West Hill. Decorating the outside of our nether hub is one of them, because the inside looks great, but the outside, it's all business in the front, party in the back, right? So it's simple, but we need to do something about that to have the approaches look a little bit nicer. The problem, of course, is that we run into the same thing with the roof of the donut farm, is that when you decorate the outside of the nether hub, then there's always a risk of it being shot at. So whatever we do has to be pretty solid. But the good news is, like, since we built the nether hub, we've got things like deep slate and blackstone, and like there's a lot of things that we could use in the nether that are very not necessarily ghast proof, but ghast resistant, I guess. So that's how the portal works, going the other way. Yeah, I'm looking forward to updating a PC to the point where I could play Minecraft like this. with shaders on. Although apparently Minecraft will even chug some of the more modern computers. It's more of a Java thing than it is really how good your hardware is. At some point, I kind of wonder what might happen if, you know, they decide that Java is no longer the best platform for Minecraft. I have no idea what the technical stuff is behind the scenes. I'm not sure whether there's a threat of Java being left in the dust or whether it's, you know, a decent future-proofing platform. Nope, no clue. Well, the thing is, like, if the game just stops performing well, right? I'm not saying that they would remove the accessible platform of Java. I'm saying, like, if Java somehow, somewhere 10 years from now becomes just terrible and it's Minecraft just doesn't run for people on Java, then if they offered a different platform but had all the same things like data packs and mods and stuff like that, like I feel like you could potentially, you know, sidestep, but like I don't know quite enough about coding, and I don't know whether Java is long lasting like that. I don't know. My buddy James is a programmer. I should talk to him about it. Okay, we are back. Let's turn off the lights and put this back. We need all of those things. That's good. And you know what? I don't care about this, and I'm too worried that I'm going to throw out the wrong one, so we'll just get rid of it. Okay. So let's maybe switch gears slightly, since we have a nice clean inventory, and rather than digging back into the rocks along here, I think I've got this to a decent point. Yeah. What I want to do is grab all the things in my inventory that I need to finish some swampy areas, and we'll do that, because that will knock out quite quickly. Stack of each of those, and I guess we'll need this and that, and probably some mossy cobble. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. So all I want to do is fill in the back of the marsh. I use both Bedrock and Java as pervasive tech. Bedrock to play with my son, and I have my own Java world to I dabble in. Right on. I prefer Java. I've tried both, and I prefer Java. So this looks like it comes up pretty close along here. Doing pretty well. Oh, I forgot bone meal. That's the other thing. You can see some places it's a little bit far. So we'll want to bring this, I think, right along here. And then these other places that are just left empty, we just need to poke them with some bone meal to fill them in. good. And I think we might be able to even get away with some moss. Like that. So I don't want it to be too dense, but I do want it to feel like it comes right up to the wall here. And maybe we can use some of the wall bits to kind of mix it in. Sitting Stan, hello. Doing well, thank you. We're making a decent amount of progress. Yeah, I feel like we could maybe... Don't want to make that any bigger. That's okay. These are actually pretty effective. I didn't realize they were going to be that useful, but I'm all right with it. I think what I really want here is mossy cobble stairs. Yep. So again, I'm trying not to fill it in completely, but I want it to feel like the marsh area definitely gets pushed right up to the cobble fill at the bottom. That might have been better as a bush. And maybe we'll make this mud. Having mud right up against this looks good too. Might be able to squeeze in a couple of those. Don't think we're missing any place. I feel like maybe we could grass there. See, some places I really want to have more greenery, but then I don't want to overdo it either. You end up hiding the texture that you just put down. Now here it feels a little empty. Helps a little bit. I guess we haven't done anything like putting any vines up the wall, and that might be something we could do too. Oh, maybe this is a good spot for a bush. So it really doesn't take too long, which is nice. This is obviously a bigger patch. Feels a little bit too much like a mirror. Maybe we'll just put one underwater like a slab. In some cases, it might actually benefit to have it kind of help push out a little bit of that fill. Maybe something crumbled or has been there a while. This is where I wish we could put grass on top of mossy cobble. That would 100% be something I would be doing. And this, I feel like we can just do a lot more straight block work. I feel like we could maybe replace this. Oh, that's a stair. And of course, the bone meal does help fill in the areas that are left blank. I will leave it to last because when you do it, you can't pick up the water bucket from the spot. Slow and steady wins the race. Yeah, you're right, Happy. Tiny Bean, thank you ever so much. Appreciate that. It feels, from some angles, it feels a little bit repetitive, but I think because it's not something you're necessarily supposed to be standing in and looking at, it's more like you're supposed to be walking by and looking at it. But you can see kind of like what we've been doing here is just like pushing everything up against the wall, but then you can see where we haven't done it yet, you know, where it's very blue and wide. So it's subtle, but I think it makes a big difference. Feels more finished, in my mind anyway. Now here we are trying to move it to be a little bit more sparse. So I'll try to keep things going back here. Maybe we'll add a little bit more mud to mix things up. It feels a little bit too repetitive there. Or maybe what we can do is, oh no, I like that one where it is. I was thinking if I put one there, I could get rid of the middle one. Maybe this needs to go back. And I also need to sleep so I can see. M-Dog, hello, hello. Squealet says, I like how the tessellated colors of blocks on the map give an area a teal color on the map. Yeah, that's the bone meal. That's the seagrass. So if you look over here, it's deeper water and the seagrass comes out green, but on a surface level, 1 block deep water, seagrass comes out as this teal color. You can see it over at the other swamp as well, or the other marsh that I did. And the bright green ones, that's the drip leaf. We've only got the one down there, which I guess I could add more of those too. But I'm waiting for like designing stuff like that for when we know where there's going to be vistas. So for example, when this is all finished, after my, when I got a first pass on it, I'll stand up here on these two places and look down and say, okay, like, does it look good from there? Does it look good from up there? Does it look good from the road? Right? And then after that, I'll be done because I don't have to worry about it. From the wall, you really can't see it, unfortunately, because the way that the Minecraft blocks are so thick, you see the edge of the moss of the marsh out there, but you don't see here because unless you stand on the wall and look down, like the edge of the wall, then you don't see it at all. Feels pretty good. I feel like we just need a little bit more grass or a spot of green here and there. Maybe this can change. I am definitely going to be happy when I don't have to walk around in here anymore. That's for sure. So these green dots are only the bushes. The grass doesn't actually show up. I feel like we need a couple of bushes closer to here. Maybe we'll replace this one. think that's good. Hit it with the bone meal. Make sure we fill in all the gaps. I think I got all these. Yep. Looks like it. Now along here, I'm pretty sure I was getting rid of some seagrass where I felt that it would be faster flowing, you know? Yeah, I can see where I've maybe stripped out a bit. All right, let's take a step back, see how that looks. Yeah, it's really hard to see from up here. I guess I'll go over here. So I think the key here is that I had more mossy cobble actually in the water farther east. So along here might be good to throw in a couple of those. Maybe here. Didn't make any sense before, but now that we've got vegetation like right up next to the wall, it makes a little bit more sense. And I might be able to sneak one out here. That's a bit much. All right, take another look. Yeah, I guess it looks a little bit uneven, but I mean it wouldn't be naturally even either, right? Well, that's pretty good. I think the difference here is that I've left more water. So maybe I should have things touch more often. Could drop in like a couple of extra like mud blocks and stuff. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Like maybe that there. Have like a mud block there. Yeah, that tightens it up a little bit. Now, in terms of the grass, I don't know where to stop the grass. Actually, that looks okay. Might put one more back here. And then I just realized I didn't put any ferns all through here, so we'll switch these out in a couple places. Just to kind of keep that variety that we had going consistent. MindTripMedia, 100 bits. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Good to see you as always. Deep in the marsh at night. Which, honestly, probably not a good idea. Now that I think about it, is very dark. Very dark. And with all that green around, like, potentially Creeper City, it's big enough that if I get to one end of it, a creeper could absolutely spawn at the other, so we'll skip that. Low risk Sunday afternoon, I think, is how I want to roll. I think that's good. Covered everything. Do a quick. This is where I wish we could have. I mean, I know we have a slow falling potion, but it would be nice to be able to have something like a slower way to go over this, but that's fine. I think that is good enough for me. This part is really tricky because there's a lot of stonework, but I think that works. This is looking really cool too on the map, which is nice. Yeah, it feels like the edge, but it doesn't feel like it's separated, right? Gemini Tay, holy nuggets! Welcome in, folks. That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. Let me see if I can... Cosmic Dancer, thank you ever so much for hitting that slow mode on the chat. Let me see if I can catch something from Gemini Tay. Welcome in, everybody. Let's turn on some shaders for funsies. Gemini, what were you up to on stream today? I'm sure it was Minecraft related. Good day from Gemini Tay stream. Thanks very much. Good to see everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Don't see an answer from Gemini, but that makes sense. Given the amount of people saying hello and given those raid messages. For folks that do not know, Gemini Tay is a fellow Canadian Minecraft player, streamer, and hermit on Hermitcraft. Gemini Tay on YouTube. When the noise settles, we will send some links out in chat and some follows. Please go hit that purple heart and follow Gemini Tay. They are 100% worth the follow. Wonderful builder, fantastic human being, and they have a really cute dog. Thanks so much, Gem. What a wonderful surprise on a Sunday. For folks coming in with the raid, My name is Joel Duggan. I co-host and co-produce the Spawn Chunks podcast all about Minecraft with Pixelriffs. I stream here on Twitch, and I am currently building a medieval town that's 3 years old, and we're on the final stages of like the outside decoration around the wall. So we've made this marshy area at the base of the curtain wall, and we just finished kind of filling in the last little bit along the wall here, and we're going to be working on how it's draining into the river here. Ooh, podcast guy. Yep, that's me, Moon. That's me. I'm that guy. I am going to take just a brief moment and mute the follow noises. They're going to pop up on screen, but they're just not going to be quite as pervasive. Thank you ever so much for all the lovely follows. I'm very easy to find online. If you want to check me out, it's Joel Duggan on everything except for YouTube, where I haven't posted there in a while. So I post Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube. So the archive of this whole place can be seen on Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube. And I just hit 1,000 subscribers on that VOD channel, so that's fantastic. Mr. Juliux, thank you very much for the compliment. Appreciate it. OXD, I can give a little tour. We'll just let's just walk down here. This is the West Gate. We can walk and talk while everybody kind of comes in and says hello. Message from Jem's chat. Jed had some stuff to do, so didn't follow with the raid. Okay, cool. For folks that did come in with the raid, what was Jem up to on their stream, just so that my crew here can find out what was going on. So this is the view when you come in from the West Gate, and I like that we've got this really interesting marshland in between the wall and us. And I'll go for a quick walk around town as we welcome everyone in. Decked out too. Okay, cool. I'm a little behind on the progress on that, but very, very cool. But yeah, everybody should go follow Jem on YouTube on their Hermitcraft adventures, and they do other like projects as well. Then also Twitter and Twitch, of course. So I'll just kind of walk around as I welcome everyone in. If you're new, like I said, I do the Spawn Chunks podcast with Pixelriffs. That's every Monday. I also do the Citadel Cafe podcast, and that is about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. And we have a Christmas episode out right now from earlier in November. It was meant to be like the kind of Christmas movies that you might want to look at when you're going into the holiday weekend this weekend in the States. Welcome into anybody that's from the US, and happy Thanksgiving. Stardew Valley, you're right, Justin Tunes. That's right. Jem plays Stardew Valley as well. So here on the Citadel, it is a private server with just myself and some friends. And we do, actually I'll go around the back of the church. We do have a few mods. Most of them are quality of life mods, things like inventory, shaders and performance and things like that. A couple of data packs, tables and chairs, which is not working right now, that we need to fix, but we're waiting for 1.20.3 to come out. And this is West Hill. This is my 3-year-old medieval build. And I've been doing this obviously for 3+ years. And it's a large area. We've got the a lot of the data packs and stuff like that are very similar to Hermitcraft. Things like the actually that looks like it's not working right. Is that a table in there? It looks like it's a table in there. Yeah, it looks like some of these things are not working. Huh. Weird. It must be an armor stand bug or something. Anyway, those are supposed to be mushrooms. They normally look pretty good. I need to update some data packs with 1.20.3. But the armor stand data pack allows us to do cool things like this for science, which I quite like. But we've got all kinds of details around the town. There's a fishing village to the south, which you can see over there. And everything is connected, and everything is decorated inside despite the currently busted tables and chairs data pack, which leaves floating stuff around. So I'm not going to be spending a lot of time on the inside of things. But this is one of my favorite spots down here on the river. Nerd, thank you very much. Appreciate the support and the kind words. Yeah, so this is the keep. This is the back of the keep. And then we've got the fancier district over there. We'll walk around that too. I am going to do a proper tour, much slower tour when this is all done, I think Pixelriffs is going to come on the server. We're going to walk around and talk about stuff. Anita, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I do fly over it a lot when I'm working and trying to get stuff done. But a lot of the time, I like to walk around. We just did a repair. I had to go to Zombie Piglin Farm and repair some gear and stuff like that. And I like walking because, you know, people on the server have spent so much time building stuff that flying over it in 2 seconds is not great. So this is the main keep. And again, I'll keep it light. But the courtyard here, just to kind of give you the scale of everything. And then on the inside here, this is the main hall. And this, I've been waiting to update the data pack to decorate this in here, so this isn't done yet. The keep is actually one of the last things that we have yet to finish. We're just going to view of the river. So there are still a few more things to check off as we're coming to the end of this. The plan was to try and finish it off by the end of the year. So we'll see how this goes. My hide and seek here would be fun. Yeah, I think so too. So we've got some places that have patterns in the courtyards and things. This side of town is fancier. The buildings are bigger. We've got a mansion with a tower, all this kind of stuff in the background. And I'll just loop around. Candle shops, different stuff like that. Keep is more visible from down here because, of course, it's way up in the hill. So I really like this side of town. I'm really happy with the way that this all came together. And I love using the armor stand data pack for those kind of details. Things like having a shield leaning up against something or a sword hanging near a blacksmith or an armor smith. That kind of stuff is really fun. And we've got a couple of roads. Actually, it looks like I'm going to have to duck in somewhere and sleep as we get close to nighttime. This place actually looks really cool at night because of the soul fire lanterns. Soul lanterns. But that brings us all the way back around to the front, and I should be able to, yes, I should be able to get over there. I'm just going to sleep so I don't get any creeper surprises, and unfortunately, like I said, my tables and chairs are not working, so everything kind of looks a little crappy. Gotta have a roof pig. Yeah, we've got a roof pig, marsh pig, cave pig. There's a lot of pigs. Let's go back down this way. So all this riverside stuff is decorated as well. That's a really cool spot. So we've got all these little spots. I love having these little paths that go down to rivers and decorating these kind of areas. Obviously that side has not been done, but that's because that's a low priority. We're trying to finish all the stuff that's like inside the town or touching the town. Of course. And that brings us back up here, out by the keep, and back around to the front. And I'll show you a map view just so you can kind of give an idea of the chunks and the size and stuff. So there's the marsh. So I just basically took you on a figure 8 loop through the whole thing. And this square is a chunk. So I think the last time I counted it was 21 chunks by about 16, give or take. It absolutely doesn't render in from one end to the other. If you're at one end, you can't see the other end because it's so big. Anyway, we were down here working on Marsh. I'm going to turn off shaders so I can get my frame rate back. And I think we can switch our inventory out to more of the rock building things that we were working with. Let's go here. So once again, thank you everyone for coming in with that raid. I appreciate all the follows. It's great, great to have new people checking out the stream. Let's grab, I guess, moss carpet. I don't need the bushes. Don't need the seagrass. Oh, that's full. Okay. And roots. All right. We need andesite. Gravel. Tough again. All the cobblestone things. Need all of the cobble deep slate things. Gonna have to check out the podcasts. Your voice is very nice to listen to. Thanks very much, Seven. That's nice of you to say. I've been doing the podcasting thing for about 10 years. No, longer than that. 15 years. 5 years on the Spawn Chunks. The Citadel Cafe is more than 10 years old now. Yeah, I'm aiming at 2023, and by finish West Hill, I mean just West Hill. Just this area. Not I won't be able to finish all of this. This is a crazy amount of work. Because there's other things I want to put in here. But no, I want to be able to like no longer be working in the town is basically what I want to do. I want to have this, what you're looking at, I want that done. Hopefully. I stream 3 or 4 days a week, so I think it should be doable. So before we all came in, we were working on this area here. And the idea is that this is like a piece of natural bedrock in the area that the wall has been built on top of. And you can kind of see the shape of it here on the map. And what we're doing is the marsh has got nowhere to go. So the water is draining down over. We have to make it go through. In real life, it would just go over it, but we have to make it go through the rocks. So you can see kind of where we were. And I think I left off about there. Working on some texture stuff. And right away, I think this needs to get pushed back a little bit. Looks okay. I might be able to sneak in a little bit of tough. Whoops, not like that. That's a little bit fishy. Maybe what we should do is push that back. And if I cut that off, then that should come out lower. Yes. Good, good. Which mod are you using to see the chunks in the map? That is Zero's minimap. It is that one. Zero's minimap and Zero's world map. Now, we only use them for just the map, just because it looks the nicest. You can do all kinds of things. You can make waypoints. You can teleport. We don't do any of that. There's only a small group of people that play on the server, so we just kind of like use the honor code and just, you know, no one does cheeky stuff. It's all just above board. We just use it for references. You know, it's what I find so nice about the map is being able to build roads. Being able to have like a top-down view of like pixel art to build roads, I find it very, very helpful. Just for some context for the peeps from Gem, is this all done in survival on the fly on stream? 100%. Yeah. Everything is archived on Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube. If you go back to the first VOD of 2020, I think it's this farm out here. This farm is the first build. And yeah, I decided I don't have a lot of time with the podcasting and other things, so I decided that rather than spending time trying to play on my own and then edit videos, I just do everything live on stream. So the only time I've ever planned anything in creative, it's been a redstone circuit. And most of the time I do that kind of stuff live on stream because I think it's kind of fun to share the, I don't want to call it the struggle, but I guess the process. I like sharing the creative process here on Twitch. So that to me is worth it. And so that's kind of how all of this came about. I just wanted an ongoing project. I didn't have to think about what I'm doing next. It's just, you know, you're building the next building that you see, you know, whatever needs building on the server, like that's, or in the town, like that's just the next project. And so that's what I've been doing for the last little while. I think that looks pretty good. trying to use these andesite blocks to look a little wet, you know, in places. Maybe we'll switch that to an andesite stair. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Not entirely sure about that moss. Maybe we need to make this mossy. So hopefully this doesn't look too plain by the time we back up. Listen to your podcast at work. It's nice to finally get to see the Citadel. Oh, thanks very much, Lonely. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been talking about this project every week on the spawn chunks for quite a while. Well, 3 years, as a matter of fact. Oh, right. We wanted more mud. Sometimes it's possible to overcomplicate things. And sometimes you have like too much stuff in one area and you need to like just dial it back. I find sometimes I want to avoid things like all of the same block with no texture changes, but then other times it's more effective to have a good chunk. Stream is at 2 hours. Thank you, Cosmic. Yes, we'll maybe we'll hang out for another 10 and then take a break. For folks that came in with the Gemini Tay raid, I do take breaks once an hour on stream, but I just throw up some music and it's about 5 to 6 minutes. I usually grab a cup of coffee and do that kind of thing. Gives everybody in chat a chance to run to the washroom and all that kind of stuff. Fazu Battlecaster, good to see you. Welcome in. Think I can bring alerts back on now too. Yeah, once again, I really appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out, and it's always nice to meet people that have been listening to the Spawn Chunks podcast for a while, and then finally get to see West Hill. I have to say, a lot of times, people that have been coming in the last month or so, I've been working out here in the fields, so like I don't feel like I'm showing off West Hill very much on stream because it's mostly like grass work, you know, and river sculpting and stuff like that. So it's not quite the same as working in town. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. So time to focus on this one, I think. And obviously we need to push the deep slate up a little bit there. Yeah, I think you can remove slow mode. Thanks, Cosmic. Appreciate it. OXD, let's not. Let's not and say we did. I think we'll go regular cobble. So what I did was I roughed out the form here and then started changing out the textures to be what I wanted. Essentially how we got to this stage. And I have a cliff over here that I've been kind of basing things off of. Oh, right, we don't have tough slabs yet. That's annoying. Alright, I guess we should maybe finish this waterfall before we start doing all the textures, hey? How does this look? It's a little straight. And that would probably be something I'd want to drop sooner. Oh, that's the wrong block to use for that. It's a little bit better. I guess it is kind of straight, but it does come down in a nice flow. I might want to change the direction back here instead. Although it's not bad. The deliberateness of everything is really cool. Thank you. Yeah, I try to have like a reason for things, you know, bedrock shoals or you know, travel or approaches. I think about it a lot like people might design a video game. So like, think about Zelda, even though I've never played it. I know that there's a lot of very interesting vistas, you know, and World of Warcraft does it really well too. You know, like you come through a gate, and as the gate wipes past your view, things come into your view, and you're like, oh wow, I guess I should look over this way. And I try to do that. Like I try to frame certain things, right? Like you've got this bell tower that kind of hangs out between these two towers, like that kind of stuff. I'm often thinking about that kind of thing because I'm a artist by trade. I went to fine art school. Yeah, you know, I think that looks okay. I don't think we really need to change the edge of that too much. I think it's all right. It looks kind of straight, but I think it makes sense. Rocks are not always even and smooth in nature, so why not, right? So what I've been doing as like a quick texture change is often just replacing this stuff with andesite just because it looks wet and shiny. It gives me something to base the textures down here on. So basically anything under the water ends up being andesite at first, and then we slowly, as we get lower, we'll bring up, like here we'll probably put some tuff just because it looks so good next to mossy cobble. Oop, that's the wrong thing. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, by all means, fire them in chat. Happy to answer where I can. How many times have you died building the Citadel? Oh, I have no idea. Not as often as you would think, but the server is 6 years old, and so player deaths is up there. It's not just deaths, isn't it? It's like player death or something. Player kills. Some of these stats might have been changed too because of the way that our server handles stuff. I don't see it at all. Player kills. How am I missing this? 6? I've died 6 times? Number of deaths. Number of deaths. Jeez. 6. That's wrong. That's not right. That's the number of deaths probably since we've updated to like 1.20 or something. Because all of our advancement stuff gets changed too. Once a year isn't bad. Yeah. It's not 6. There's no way it's 6. It's actually really frustrating. It's something I've been really cheesed off about with the host, is that whenever we update to the new version of Minecraft, like everything gets reset. So like I go to craft something, it's like, this is the first time that you've crafted a plank. It's like, no, it's not. I've seen you fly. It's way more than 6. Clever. Very funny. Did you get your elytra back, Cosmic? Right, so here, I think... Oh, I forgot to go get soul sand. We can probably put a couple of soul sand bits in here. This is going to be probably pretty cobble heavy. Andesite there, maybe. Whoops, not there. So now that I know that that's where the waters can be flowing, in some places I can reduce the height of this so it looks a little bit less like a deep crevice and something a little bit more subtle. So I might even be able to remove... Oh, no, I can't do that. I could do this, though. Yeah. Just to kind of make it look like it's kind of gently carving the rock rather than turning it into the Grand Canyon, you know? Sorry for all the jumping around. But elytra and water, the two do not mix well. Now here I was thinking about maybe putting up some extra bushes or something up here. Making this more green. That's a possibility as well. Kind of think this would come across here, so maybe we'll add that there. Time for a break? Yeah, probably a good idea, Cosmic. You are right. You are right. We extended the break a little bit just because of the absolutely wonderful and generous raid from Gemini Tay. So once again, folks, make sure in my community that you're following Gemini Tay. And anybody that's here that's new, don't go anywhere. We're just going to step away for a few minutes. I generally just pop into the town and go AFK while I zap my coffee and grab myself another glass of water, that kind of thing. And we'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. In the meantime, feel free to follow on social media and, you know, all the places. Joel Duggan VODs is usually where you're going to find a lot of the history of this place. So you want to see how I did all this and the different processes and the things I think about while I'm building, then you can absolutely check that out. So yeah, hold tight. I'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes. Back to work. Crack the whip. I mean, one can't really complain. One can't really complain. Although, I say that. Remember what I said about being dark out here? There's 3. We are gonna just do this. There's skeletons in the swamp. People were asking for a tour. You're gonna get a quick sky tour so I can be far enough away from these things to despawn. The town from above. So I can avoid creepers and skeletons. Not that I really care, it's just, it's faster to just have them go away than it is to actually fight them. Alright. I think we're good. Big Headface, hello. Welcome in. So, I think I was going to try and make this middle little area, this rock thing, a little bit more green than the other things. We're working right here right now, but I think I want to keep in the back of my mind that this thing might be a little bit more green up at the top. Maybe I'll throw in a little bit of mossy cobble up here. And maybe a little bit of that. Just to kind of see. I find I do this a lot where I'll have an idea, I'll throw something down, and then while I'm working next to it, it'll either drive me crazy or look really cool. So we'll find out which. So here's another spot where we can carve this back a little bit. Big head face. Holy smokes. Let me check the stats on that. That is a whopping 20 tier 1 subs going out to the community. Thank you so much. Recognize a lot of these names from either the spawn chunks or, of course, hanging out here today. Very much appreciated. Thank you ever so much, Big Head Face. Wow. And, of course, anybody that did receive the gift sub, make sure you thank Big Head Face in the chat. And then connect your Discord and your Twitch accounts, because you can then join the Joel Duggan Discord now that you have a sub. And you can do that with a Patreon sub, a Prime sub, or Twitch tier 1, depending on where you like to support your favorite creators. Just patreon.com/JoelDuggan, pretty easy to find. I think I'm going to push this back a bit. And then we'll cut this off here. And have that be a little bit lower. And I would say we need to put a bucket somewhere. Water's flowing the wrong way. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Might not even need this piece. Universe and Hyacinth, sorry. Hyacinth? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. All right. This, I might have to change this a little bit because I want this to go a little bit wider. So we probably want to switch this to a mossy cobble stair. Just so that we get like a little bit of a angle happening there. And I'm okay with this. I think that's fine. I don't know about these mossy blocks. We might change those. This one might become a bush at some point. Don't know if that's overdoing it. We'll find out. Maybe we'll just go full green. All right, I think this is not a full water source, I don't think. Oh, it is. I probably want to change this to andesite. I guess I could try a stair. It might not work. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay. Cosmic Dancer sending 10 gift subs to the community. Thanks ever so much, Cosmic. Another 10 folks. And a few other names that I absolutely recognize, like Dr. Potato and Chinook. Thanks ever so much. I won't bother to repeat the spiel again, but if people want to join the Discord, by all means, just follow the instructions in chat or reach out and ask a mod. Happy to have you. And thanks so much for those gift subs, Cosmic. That's amazing. All right, I think because this is falling down here, I think I want to lower that a bit, so we might get rid of this. And I think I'll put maybe a stair there, and then waterlog that, and then block this off. Oh, that doesn't work at all. Because this is still a full thing, right? That still goes pretty high. I thought that would be lower. Maybe I have to do 2 of these? No, because that stair is going to have to be a water source anyway, right? So this is always going to be a 7. Probably as good as we're going to get. That's fine. And actually, you know what? That does not look as good. I prefer to see it come over like that. Kay the River Cat with 100 bits. Thanks ever so much. Really appreciate the support. I'd also appreciate not losing my knees in the swamp. Fazu Battlecaster with 100 bits. That kicks off a hype train. There are no new hype train emotes as of yet, but if you'd like to participate, it is 100 bits, a tier 1 sub, or a prime sub. And thank you ever so much. Soul Sand, right? An anonymous gifter gave Fazu Battlecaster a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. Hype train level 3. 38% of the way through level 3. That's amazing. I think Soul Sand goes here. The most obvious place to put it. That must not be a full water source. There we go. Bubbles! I don't think there's any place else I can do it. Maybe there. But then I'd have to try to hide it. I put stairs here. Famous last words. Right. That's what I thought that would do. unless I waterlog the stairs and then cut this off again. And then cut that off. And that stays, and that means we can hide a soul sand here. Is that going to do bubbles? It looks like it's going to do bubbles. Oh no, that's a item. And it's dark. How's that for landing? EladJenkins with 100 bits and a tier 1 sub. 9 months. That's the Fire Keystone badge. Thanks ever so much, Jenkins. Welcome in. Good to see you. 58% of the way through level 3 on the hype train. So I need to make that a water source, which shouldn't matter. That shouldn't affect the flow of everything, but it will maybe give us some bubbles up at the top, which would be nice. Yep. Yeah, and then we sort of hid that soul sand here. And I can maybe try to make it match a little bit by adding in, we've got, I didn't bring any mud. The only thing about changing your tasks midstream is that you empty your inventory and then you're like, gosh, I forget all these things. SweetSandi with 200 bits. Thanks so much, SweetSandi. Grass. And bushes. Not seen that done with waterfalls before. It's a cool little trick. Thanks. Yeah, I think we've done it. I think I did it back in Dartmouth Meadows, like back when they first released soul sand. But yeah, it's fun. It's a great little place to do it. I thought I did it all over the place here in Westhill, but we took a walk around yesterday looking for an example, and I couldn't find one. So I must just be remembering other places I've done it and thinking that I've done it in Westhill. I think it's the windmill in the windmill in Dartmouth Meadows is where I did it. Or the water wheel, sorry, not the windmill. That helps mask that a little bit. Well, no, that's not that very good. Let's maybe... Don't exactly know what to do there. I think everything else looks pretty good. I don't know what else we would do to make things look wet. I guess I could try to fit some mud in here. So I try to think about these things as like, what would this river be bringing down with it? You know, lots of sediment from the marsh up here, that kind of a thing. I feel like some of these would probably end up being andesite as well. Yeah, that doesn't look very good. Okay. Not too shabby. That's a lot of fish. Dad from Bear with 5 gifted subs going into the community. The Mighty Oak, Gray Fox, V-Horin, and Kazuto, Shiro, and ABG Jonas. Thanks very much. Level 4 now on the hype train. With another 2 minutes, 45 seconds ago. Thank you so much. I think I got SweetSandi's bits. If I didn't, thank you very much, Sandy. As always. Did I? Oh, okay. Cosmic Dancer coming in with another 10 gifted subs. Skunk Puncher, I remember you. How can one forget a name like Skunk Puncher on Twitch? Cheese Cat. A couple of other names I recognize. Welcome in, folks. Make sure you connect your Discord and your Twitch. You can join us in the Joel Duggan Discord. I'd like to see everybody there. It's now that you've got the gift subs, they last for the full duration of the sub. And then at that point, you can either choose to stay or whatever you'd like. Thor of Asgard, welcome in. I think I am liking the fact that that's greener. I think if we do that, though, we might have to add a little bit more happening on this side so it's not so lonely. And maybe a little bit up here too. Not sure where. That might be too much. Whoops. The mossy cobble and tuff just look so good next to each other. It's hard to resist sometimes. Maybe we'll push some tuff down here. And I wonder if that would work as a stair right here. Not so much. Not so much, not so much, not so much. Also, don't like this. I guess we can maybe make this mossy. It's hard not to add all the kinds of details to the tops of them, but it's meant to be flat. Like I want that top part to be flat. Another minute and a half left on level 5. Wow, in Hype Train. Holy smoke. Can't go wrong with the greenery. Yeah, I think it helps. Helps a little bit. I want to add a bush or something in here. I think we can also maybe change these. That might help too. Actually, this could be maybe a mossy cobble. Oh, inventory woes. We're full. We're full. I think I'm done with the soul sand for now. Anything else? I don't need a full stack of stone. We can do that. There we go. Cosmic Dancer nudges the hype train with 1,000 bits. Holy smoke. It's a full level 4 hype train. No. Yeah, level 4. Thanks very much, Cosmic. That's incredibly generous. Thank you. Trying to walk and read the chat at the same time. That's why you don't text and drive, folks. Trying to play video games and read chat. Same difference. Yeah, so where are we going to put some bushes in there? I want to say maybe that I don't want to change the rock shape. I feel like we need to keep that shape. I feel like I might want to add a block there and turn that into a bush. And then this could maybe be a bush. So do that, and then this. And sleep before Creeper Town returns. Oh, come on, Elytra, let me just... So frustrating. Thanks for the hype train, folks. That's really, really kind. Simply Chase, thanks for the follow. Alright, so if I was going to make this bushy, change this. Actually, maybe we go full moss down there. And then that. The hard part is wanting to add grass on this, and you have to find... I'm not sure what we could use. I guess mud to add grass? But I don't think I want a big piece of mud right there. But I can't think of anything else that will hold the grass block. That's because nothing gray will hold the grass block, right? Yeah, that stands out like a sore thumb. Can anybody think of another block that we could use that we could put grass on? I don't think we have one. Oop. All that work to switch tools and I pressed the wrong button. Freddie, welcome in. Hello. Thanks for saying hi. Scotsman UK, welcome in. Blend with it. Moss. Yeah, I guess we could have moss and then have grass on the moss, right? It's not bad. It looks a little bit dark. I haven't done anything with that, so it might be that I don't want to spend too much time on this edge because this whole thing could change a little bit. But I'm happy with this edge, so trying to figure that out. But yeah, I guess we could blend it in with the moss. Maybe I switch these and put the grass over there. That might be a good way to do it. Because we could do this, that, and then grass. And maybe moss carpet. Oh no, that looks terrible. That's annoying. I'd say we need another bucket somewhere. Go. Some of this is going to be soul sand anyway. I think that's just about what we need. I think maybe we can start playing with the height a little bit of certain areas. Show a little bit more of the moss. Get rid of that grid look to things. I should also go get some vines. We've got the vine growth turned off on the server so that they won't grow and take over your entire build. Why are squids so suicidal in Minecraft? We have been asking ourselves the same question for 3 years on this server. I have no idea. You know, you take all that time to build a squid farm, and then you just straight up don't need it. Now, we might be in a river biome here, so the color of this might be crap. Turns out we're okay. Maybe not all of them. Yeah, definitely needs it there. And it ties it into the mossy cobble bit. And yeah, I think we'll do both. And I wonder... that might be too much. We'll see. Oh, I am so done. So done with the elytra in the water. I wish they would fix that. No to the lily pads. Maybe some kelp. It's pretty deep. I tend to just do... so I'm not building this area forever and ever and ever. I tend to just kind of swim through and spam some bone meal and call it done after a couple of rocks. So for now, that's pretty good. That is a little bit much, but that works. And I think I'll get rid of that one too. Yeah, so I don't really know what's happening down this side, so I should probably wait on that. And I think I might replace this. Soikles, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I think that's pretty solid. I don't think I've overdone it. The idea here was to have some of the marshy looking bits, maybe things like this taking seed and coming in down here. And I guess we'll do maybe a little andesite and deep slate. Maybe we'll fill that in too. Whoops, that's wrong. So I'm not sure we're going to be keeping this coarse dirt. I might have to mess around a little bit with this. And that means we probably won't keep this either. Well, maybe that being coarse dirt could help. Yeah. Okay. Kind of helps make the soul sand feel like it belongs. Maybe we do mossy cobble there. Bucket. Yeah, this is where I really want mossy, not mossy, tough slabs and stairs. They're coming, but just not in time for this build. Sharkana, thanks very much for hanging out. Did Tadpole raid? Or did Tadpole raid Gemini and then Gemini raided me? If I missed a Tadpole raid, I'm very sorry. Okay, thanks, Cosmic. Appreciate it. So this is going to be a lot more complicated. And I'm already feeling my patience running quite thin with the mobility of the Elytra and the water down here. So I think this is a good spot to wrap up Minecraft today. I'm going to stream for the rest of the afternoon. I'm going to actually switch over and play some Satisfactory. I would encourage anybody that's here to stick around. I hope that you're having a good time and it's not just game specific. But we did pretty well. I think we started off, I think, way back here. I think we did all of this, or maybe we did that yesterday. But either way, I think we've done a fair amount through here. I like the way that it looks. We obviously had to take a run and get some supplies. And then, of course, we did all of the work along here. So all of the marsh is now tight up against the curtain wall, which still looks a little sparse through here, but I guess that's kind of what it's supposed to be, right? I might even thin it out a little bit through there too, just to kind of really make it feel drawn out, as if the water is kind of picking up speed as it kind of heads over the rock and it gets pulled down. But I really like the way that this looks. Yeah. So the task next time will be this, getting this sorted. Because I think in order to finish this, just like many other times in this game, I find like if you really want to dial something in, finish the things on both sides of it, and then you'll really have a good idea what you need to do in the middle. So this was a very rough first pass, and while I like having a nice wide waterfall, I want to sculpt it a little bit more and obviously fix this, change the geometry. We'll use stone and get the geometry right and pick exactly where we want these things. It was like, maybe there's something there, maybe there's something there. I do like that one, but we'll try to figure out a good way to do it. Actually, I'll pop over to the other drain, the marsh drain that we have. I'm not sure what you want to call it. Runoff? Marsh runoff, probably the best way. So we did a small marsh over on this side. This was our test for the marsh. Right, so just a small one, and it drains down here under the bridge. You can see we did like there's quite a few more of these little bits in the middle, so I want to do something like this and have it be more frequent. And this was obviously not going over a rocky shoal. It was going just down a grassy hill into like a riverbed. So this was a lot simpler, but it worked out quite well. And did I bring? No. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing over here. Yeah. Very, very cool. So once again, folks, thanks ever so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Anybody that dropped a follow today, stuck around through that Gemini Tay raid. I know you were probably hanging out with Gemini Tay for the bulk of the afternoon. Do stick around. The stream will reset because I want to have a separate VOD for my my Satisfactory playthrough. But you can, of course, listen to the Spawn Chunks podcast tomorrow. Brand new episode with Pixelrest. We'll be recording and publishing that. We have a number of things coming up as we get ready for the holidays. So we'll be doing more email on the show. We'll be talking about 1.20.3 and when we think that is going to happen. So check that out. Don't forget the Citadel Cafe at thecitadelcafe.com. That's my other podcast about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. And hey, if you're prepping for the holidays, there is a holiday episode out for the Pass or Play game with Brockett, talking about holiday films and whatnot. I'm going to be switching over to Satisfactory, but of course, you can all hang out here or go on to your favorite Minecraft player if that's what you're going to do. You can, of course, check out Patreon if you'd like to join the Discord. That's patreon.com/JoelDuggan. And I'm Joel Duggan on social media. Very easy to find. Instagram and Twitter are the two places I socialize the most. I do have TikTok, but I have not yet figured out what to do there. And I think I need to start a Spawn Chunks TikTok as well, because Johnny's been producing YouTube shorts on the Spawn Chunks YouTube channel. Speaking of YouTube, everything that you've seen today and everything that I've done over the last 3 years has been cataloged and archived on Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube. And you can watch this whole area be built in that time. So very much appreciate everyone being here. If you're sticking around for Satisfactory, then I'm going to take a decent break, probably about 10 minutes or more, and then I'll be back. But thanks again for hanging out, folks. I will see you next time.